Hi everyone. Today I want to talk to you about the hazards of doing business with a handshake. There was a day and time when business with a handshake was all we ever needed. It was assumed that everyone in the agreement was going to behave in the utmost integrity, providing a service of the highest quality possible and for the best value. And by doing business with a handshake, we leave ourselves open to some not so nice results when things do go off the rails. Think of it as a service agreement rather than some form of binding contract, okay? This does not need to cost any money except for your time. You don't need to employ lawyers. You might need some feedback, but that's about it. Think of your best clients. Write down a list of a way that they behaved in your relationship. That is the beginning of your expectations of them. What is it that you expect of them and how they need to participate in your relationship so that it turns out better than what you could have imagined? It feels easy for you to deal with them, and you want to deal with them again and again, providing them the best service that you have possible. Now write down the list of things that they fed back to you perhaps, or that you already know of you, that you offer when you are at your absolute best. What are the things that you provide to your client, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously, that have that relationship turn out so well that that client can't wait to refer you to other people over and over again? The third thing is names. Who are you that you are signing this agreement? So your name and perhaps your CEO or vice president or founder, principal, whatever the name of your business is, and maybe an address of that business. And then who is the name of your client? So their name and the position they're holding in whatever company or firm they're in. And if they're self-employed or they work from home, simply put their name and their address. That's fine. The fourth thing is a date. We always need to have a date of what is the agreement and when it was signed, and also a location. So generally a city and state or province, and you can put country as well, is more legally binding, although again, we're trying not to get into legalese here. You also want a terms of the agreement. What is the date that this agreement is going to be valid for? Is it for a 90 days? Is it for 120 days? Is it a 1 year, a 2 year? Regardless of the time frame, specifically write the dates. It is valid between this date and year and this date and year. You may also want to write that it is renewable. There is an option for renewing. Maybe it's renegotiable between certain dates. That gets a little bit more complicated than necessary, but you can add that. And then, of course, the fee. What is the payment fee for this term of agreement? When is it payable? Exactly by when and how? Perhaps 50% is due in the first 15 days, and then another 25% 30 days later, and another 25% another 30 days later. Just an example. But be very, very specific about the payment terms. How much is due and exactly when? Is it payable by check? Maybe by credit card? Is it electronic transfer? You need to really, really be specific. When you have an agreement with your business, here is what actually ends up happening. You will show up more as the professional that you are capable of being, because now you've put in writing how you have promised to behave and show up in your relationship with your clients. You end up taking yourself to the next level along with your business just by having this agreement. On the other hand, your clients will perceive you as far more professional and likely be willing to sign this agreement because they know exactly what they can expect because it's right there in writing. Along with everything being taken up a notch, you now have something to lean into when things go off the rails. You can simply say, these were the expectations that I had of you in my relationship as a client, and it's not working because this and this is not being done. Or these were the payment terms that you signed and agreed to, and there actually hasn't come through. And they, as a client, also have the right to say to you, hey, listen, this is the service that I signed up for and I've paid for, and according to this, this, and this, you're actually not holding up to that. So there's a big level of accountability and professionalism that you invite yourself to play with these written agreements. Remember, it doesn't need to be complicated. This is a service agreement. You want to make it as clear as possible. Get some feedback from some of your best clients, maybe some of your closest friends in the same industry, so that the languaging is clear, it's simple, and it sounds like, hey, this is something I really want to sign because it means I'm getting an even better agreement because I know what I'm paying for. The day of business by handshake is still out there. Unfortunately, it invites you to some hazardous and treacherous waters by not having things in writing. Make it a goal for you and your business to have all of your service agreements written down and signed through 2014. I guarantee you will not only show up as a better professional, but you will attract even better and clearer clients. Have you already tried this in your business? Have you gotten caught without an agreement and trying to do business by a handshake? Leave me a comment. I would really love to know what your experience is, good, bad, or otherwise. Here's to your awesome.